Welcome guys, and my name is Nita. Sorry, technical difficulties. Tonight I will be taking you guys through the episode. Is only on? It's on. And I will be taking you through the interview. So welcome to another live airing, and it's a special edition tonight again of influential men in the industry. Tonight we have Gary McCraw, who is the National Director of NADA and is also the Company Secretary for the RMI. Quite impressive. I met the man himself, and I must say he's a special man. But anyway, we're just waiting for a few people to come online before we start the show. So please comment, like, share, tell everyone about it, because we wanted to get everyone involved. Speaking of involved, I must tell you guys about our newest initiative. Well, this is one of them. Most people know of Talk the Talk already, and I must say we're having nice developments this couple of months. Today we sat and we discussed our plans and events for the year, and guys, exciting stuff to come. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're going to see some big things. But anyway, enough about that. Gary McCraw. He's I don't want to say anything actually, because you will see in the interview he's quite an amazing guy, and I think we have enough people, so let's get on with it. And up now we have Gary McCraw, and this is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions.
Start my truck, let's all jump in. Here we go together. Nice cool breeze and big palm trees. I tell you, life don't get no better. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now.
Welcome viewers to another episode of Talk the Talk with me, Tish. Gary McCraw is the National Director of NADA, the National Automobile Dealer Association, and also the Company Secretary at RMI, which is the Retail Motor Industry Organization. He is a fierce businessman with a massive appetite for success and more than enough drive to fuel his career in motoring South Africa. Gary is also passionate about causes such as our women empowerment initiatives, and is always eager to jump on board and doing this basically in his part to help wherever he can. That is why he is joining me today in studio. Let's not waste any more time and get to know him better. Brought to you by Sariti Solutions. Hi Gary, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Desh, thank you very much for inviting me. It's really nice to be here, and I hope that we have a wonderful conversation together.
Absolutely, undoubtedly. I've had a conversation with you just recently, and it was mind-blowing. We think we know so much joining the industry, and like teenage years, you think you know everything, and then you meet a man like yourself that has been in the industry for years, and you're like, oh my word, I've got so much to learn. So thank you. Let's start. Let's begin by you telling us more about how and where did your journey in motoring South Africa begin?
Yeah, my journey started way back in 1983. I'd just come out the Air Force. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do.
Can I just interrupt you? That was the year I was born.
Well, I'll just add, that was the year I was married. And I basically was working at the time at an employment agency, and this job opportunity came through as a spec in the agency, and I sent myself on the interview, and I actually got the job at the Retail Motor Industry Organization, then known as the Motor Industry Federation. And I worked with the organization for 4 years, doing various jobs relating to the industry, the retail side of the industry, car dealers, panel beaters, fuel dealers, looking after their interests. I was also the secretary for the Vehicle Renting and Leasing Association at the time. And then I thought I needed to go somewhere else. So I left for a period of 3 years, and I was an assistant company secretary at Anglo American for the Free Gold Mine in the Free State. And then I got a phone call out the blue, and I was offered to come back to the RMI And so in 1990, I came back to the RMI, and I've been there ever since. So I've been in the industry now for 35 years, handling various associations across the retail sector. I've handled probably virtually every single portfolio within the organization, even including a section as for 6 months as acting CEO of the organization. But my passion has really been more for the franchise motor dealers and the used car dealers. So that's one area that I've maintained most of the time. And it's been a wonderful journey. I've worked with many wonderful people, both males, females. Certainly in my early years, the likes of the ladies that set up Imperial Car Rental, Carol Scott, Maureen Jackson, and the likes. They taught me a lot in the industry. So that's why I've got a very big respect for ladies and for women, because even in those times when sort of women were sort of frowned upon, they stood up and they made a success of what they were doing. So that was very great. In my own area, I think we've had some great successes going forward. We started the NADA DSI survey 25 years ago, and we thought, well, it might run for a couple of years, but now it's a de facto business management tool used by the motor manufacturers and the dealer councils to assess the value chain and how their relationship is. Unfortunately, due to COVID this year, we had to pull it back for this year because the results wouldn't have been right. And then another great performance during this year, and I think most probably it's one of the cherries on the top, was working very closely with NAMSA during the lockdown and managing to get the motor industry back working under level 4, when in fact they would have only gone back under level 2. And I think that has saved thousands of jobs. It saved a lot of businesses, not only in the dealer environment, but in the full retail environment. So that was possibly some of the nicest areas that we've done. There's been so many others. And then I suppose, just working with so many nice people. I don't see my work as a job. I've actually enjoyed it. And I look forward to another at least 4-5 years going forward until I reach retirement. And hopefully by then I can add more value to the industry.
I think you will, certainly. Kerry, talking about, firstly, I just thought about when NAMSA got us back at level 4, we all jumped for joy. I mean, at Women Talk, we literally started the portfolio at lockdown, on the eve of lockdown. So it was very difficult. Tough. Very tough. But, we were blessed to be able to still continue and going strong. So, and then we talk about the woman that you talked about that actually led you in the industry, and that's so refreshing to hear, because we think about women still being frowned upon in the motoring industry, and that is why I do what I do. But how do you think we can change the challenges women face in motoring South Africa by utilizing our platform?
I think your platform's got a great opportunity because it's got such a wide spread, it's got such a wide reach. And I think what you've got to do is just go out there as women and take what is yours. There's no restrictions. Nobody says that the DP of a dealership has to be a male. The person that fixes your car doesn't necessarily have to be a male, it can be a female. And there's lots of those people coming through the ranks now. They've decided that that's their career. They're not standing back. They're showing that they can do it. And I think that's great. I think it doesn't matter whether you male, female, whether you black, white, colored, Indian, whether you Chinese or whatever, you should be able to be allowed to do the work that you want to do and reach your potential that you can reach. And everybody's got that potential to reach the top. So through your platform, and I think that's one of the things I said on a program a while ago, is ladies mustn't apologize for being ladies. They need to stand up and go out there and do what they need to do.
We do not even have to act like a man.
And
go with your curls and your earrings and just do what you have to do.
And unfortunately, I have seen where some women will say, "Oh, but that's a man's job," you know, or they will prefer a man. Geez, if you want to do that job, do it. We've had people, ladies, climbing Everest just as well as the men. So why can't they do it in the motor industry?
Yes.
We've got wonderful ladies in the motor industry in high financial positions, in DP positions. We've just had
CEO
our own NADA vice chairperson, Marsha Miyaba, has just been made CEO of Barlow World, and I'm quite sure she's going to do a fantastic job.
Absolutely, she was my first guest here.
And she's going to lead the way, and there's going to be more people to follow. So don't be ashamed of who you are. Use your platform and just go out there, market yourselves, be yourselves, and I'm sure you'll do great.
Thank you for that endorsement, and thank you for that encouragement. That's what we still seek in the industry as women. The men, I always say that we are not super feminist. We want the leadership. We yearn for the leadership, and we look forward to men like you encouraging us. So thank you for that. You talked a bit about heading to retirement, but are there anything else that you'd like to accomplish within your motoring career before you go there?
Look, I think during my tenure of 35 years, I've achieved a lot, and I haven't achieved it personally. It's been done through teamwork, working with a lot of people that have got expertise that I don't have. And I suppose being in an association, the idea is that you need to harness those expertise from other people, build a strong team, strong committees, so that you can get what you need out of government or other organizations. So I suppose over the next 4 years, till I reach my retirement age, I would just like to know that I've added value. Certainly from a NADA point of view, a year ago, I was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award from NADA, and I suppose that is a cherry on the top at the moment.
Wow, congratulations on that.
To be recognized by your own peers was for me very humbling. And so if I can just add more value over the next 4 years, for me that's the ultimate.
Yes, but it's the next 4 years and beyond, remember that.
Well, we hope. We hope we'll be able to eke out a bit more.
I'm sure you will, Gary. Look, we talked about transformation, and you know, in terms of women in motoring South Africa. But is there other transformation that you'd like to see take place?
I think there's a lot of broad transformation that needs to take place in South Africa. We already seen it in a lot of areas where I think there's too much focus on ownership and not enough transformation in terms of skills.
Okay.
And I think we've got a big job to do in terms of skills development, transferring skills to the previously disadvantaged. And that's male, female, doesn't matter what nationality, what race group. There's a lot of people that need that. And I'm sure the industry is getting there slowly, but I think they need to move a little bit quicker. Hopefully the advent of the Automotive Transformation Fund that has been put together under the auspices of NAMSA will be a catalyst to driving that. We're certainly going to be engaging with them within the next couple of days and seeing how we can get involved from a dealer perspective. And that transformation needs to take place. And then again, it's not only at skills level, at a technical level, it's also at a management level and within the whole ambit of job activities within a dealership. So I think a lot of children out there as well don't realize that a dealership is not just selling motor cars. You've got technical people, you've got computer people, you've got salespeople, you've got accountants, you've got legal people. So that's a big career, and there's a lot of scope for career opportunity in the industry. So maybe they need to start thinking that way. And the younger children that want to look at going into the IT industry, they must just go and have a look at the current motor vehicles. Those are computers on wheels. There is so much technology in there that even the older technicians are struggling to keep those cars maintained. So you're going to need people that know diagnostics, that know how to analyze what the computer's telling them about what's wrong with the car. And then also we're going to go into electric vehicles shortly. That's going to take you to another level. So there's going to be a lot of transformation in that area. There's going to be transformation of skills, and also having to transfer skills from the older generation, and they're going to have to readapt. So there's a lot of scope and a lot of changes happening.
Exciting changes, I must say.
Certainly will be.
Yes. Okay, so you've worked for a very long time. Is what drives Gary McCraw?
I think just having a happy family.
Okay.
Being with my family.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I've got 2 children. I've got one that's in the UK that moved just before COVID. Actually, both my sons moved just before COVID. The youngest one had to come back, unfortunately, due to COVID. Messed up his opportunities. But it's wonderful having him back at home. Spending just quality time with them. Spending quality time with friends.
What are your hobbies?
I do like getting out on the golf course.
Okay.
But somebody said, why are you playing golf during COVID? I said, well, if there's any form of social distancing, that's golf. Because I'll be nowhere near anybody that's got COVID the way I hit a ball. I enjoy keeping myself fit, doing a bit of running, gym. And then there again, the other hobbies, if I get the opportunity, I like to cook.
Okay. Okay, Gary.
I won't tell you about the other habits. I enjoy drinking red wine.
Ooh, me too.
And I enjoy collecting some of it, but I don't think it lasts long enough in the cellar.
In your collection, in your cellar.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm coming to visit that cellar soon. Gary, in terms of, we had a chat recently, and how we met actually was because of the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards. We're literally on the eve of the awards, which is taking place on the 27th of November, the ceremony itself. How do you feel about that platform that I've created?
I think it's a wonderful platform. I think there's very few areas where women are recognized. I only know of one other at this stage, which is the MISA Woman of the Year Award. But theirs handles certain area. Yours has got a different section of categories, different criteria. And it's great to have that because people should be celebrated and recognized for what they're doing in the industry or doing in business or doing in their social environment or giving back to the community. So your awards, as long as the criteria is recognizable, it stays constant, so there's some sort of benchmark that you can measure people against. I think it's a wonderful idea, and I think it can only go from strength to strength. And to the women that have won it so far, congratulations to them, and the future women that are going to win the awards, congratulations to them too.
Thank you for that endorsement. It is a very exciting time, like I said, and I'm going to publicly extend an invitation to you on the 27th of November. We only have our sponsors, and it's obviously powered by MFC and Sariti Solutions that will be here, and I'm extending an invite to you to represent NADA and the RMI to enjoy the evening with us here.
I would love to.
Okay, and then last but not least, what would you like to add in terms of the motoring industry as a whole, or what we're doing here at Women Talk and Motoring Woman of the Year Awards and Talk the Talk Show? What would you like to add to this conversation? Anything to empower our women that's watching us right now?
I think the main thing, as I said earlier, women need to look at the motor industry as another industry that they can do well in. They don't have to see it as a man's environment. It's certainly an environment for all people, and they just need to take it, grab the reins, and go forward. Yes, qualifications, making sure that you have the right qualification skills for the industry, but a lot of those get learnt in the industry. If you have a lot of the DPs let's have another example of Marcia, who's just become CEO. I think it's taken her 23 years to get there.
Yeah.
But she's worked hard. She started at the bottom. She's gone through the various layers.
Yeah.
She's learned how to trade. And I think that's one of the things a lot of people do not realize in the motor industry. You can't just suddenly, because you've got a qualification, go right in at the top. Certainly as a DP, a lot of these DPs have had to learn to trade, because you're trading in used vehicles. You've got to understand the financial aspects. There's a lot of compliance aspects now, which they've got to be aware of, because if you don't do those right, you'll end up having big fines. And it's treating your customers fairly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that legislation coming through, so there's got to be a lot of open transparency out there. And if I've got to appeal to not only the ladies in the industry, the men in the industry, be honest, be transparent in what you do in your business environment, be honest, open with your customers, and you'll find that your business will grow much more.
Yeah.
And it will grow exponentially. I think we'll get over this COVID environment that we're currently in. Not too sure how long it will take, but I'm sure we'll get through it. And then business will continue, but it's going to happen in a slightly different manner.
Yeah.
I think what we have done through, because of COVID, a lot of digitization has come a lot quicker. There's going to be a lot more marketing done through that. But I don't think the dealership is going to disappear. The hard dealership, they might be significantly differently structured.
Yeah.
They might not be such big Taj Mahals as what they are now. Your costs are going to be more contained. So you must probably have a smaller front end, but maybe a bigger back end for your servicing, etc.
Yes.
But certainly the industry is going to grow. It will get there, and hopefully the South African economy will grow, and the South African economy will recover from COVID and from what's happened through the corruption in the country, and that yourself and our kids and that will be left with a legacy that they'll be able to bring their children up in a country that is significantly beautiful.
Absolutely. Amen to that. But I'd like to thank you so much, Gary, for joining us today. I know you had other commitments, and this is a true testament of your advocating for women empowerment, just being here today. So thank you very much for that.
It's my pleasure.
Okay.
And thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. And that's the end of yet another exclusive The Talk episode with me, Desh Bechin. Viewers, thank you for watching, supporting, and following us once again. Also, please remember to follow us on our social media platforms, and don't forget, we have thousands of vehicles on sale to choose from countrywide on our vehicle listing page at www.womentalk.co.za. Ladies, we believe and encourage women to make their own decisions and break all the limitations and expectations of society and our deep-rooted traditional ways. We are empowering women, especially in motoring South Africa, to be independent in mind and in character. And on that note, it's time for me to greet you. And I'm ending it off with a reminder. Ladies, the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?
Start my truck, let's all jump in. Here we go together. Nice cool breeze and big palm trees. I tell you, life don't get no better. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now.
And that was Gary McCraw. What a wonderful man. I don't know about you, but something that struck to me was one of something he said is, women shouldn't apologize for being women. Now, I don't know about you, but that gives me a lot of food for thought. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you everyone for watching and supporting us as usual. We wouldn't be where we are without you. Men, women, everyone, doesn't matter color or creed. It's about supporting women, empowering women, and embracing our femininity. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you everyone for watching, and God bless.